One. Hey, welcome to Bears Banter today. My name is Bernard Muhammad. On the broadcast, we got Dr. Quick Alton, Guy Moore. Hey, welcome back to the mics, Tammy. How you feeling?
I feel okay. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, I think all of us feeling pretty good on the we finally got a victory going on.
It's much better than the alternative.
Hey, Guy, unmute your mic. Hopefully, hold on, no, it didn't. It's still showing mute. So you come off mute and make sure you're not getting the echo. Okay. It's still showing mute on your side. Can't unmute guests because they chose to be mute by themselves. Okay. Hey, Quick, what do you think about the Bears, Victor? Bears win today 30-12.
I think it was a pretty good win. It was backup versus backup. The Bears defense looked phenomenal today. And, I mean, it seemed like everything that we talked about last week in the postgame show came into fruition today because we talked about they needed to run the ball more. We had running backs that were running for 5 yards a carry last week, and they continued on this week. And it looks like somebody was throwing the ball to DJ Moore today. So that's a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What you see today, Tammy?
I think the defense showed up. You know I'm a defense girl, so I like when our defense plays well. I'm not on the bandwagon of thinking that you gotta have this explosive offense. I think it's more about having a balanced game. But everybody is always saying you need like this explosive offense. I'm like, no, you need a balanced game. You need a defense that can stop them, and you need to score when you need to. If your defense can stop them, you don't have to put up 40-something points. The goal is to get in the end zone, whatever way, running the ball, passing the ball, doing backflips, cartwheels, hula hoop. I don't care. Just get in the end zone. And so that's what I think. You get in the end zone by any means necessary, and they did that well today. They ran the ball, and the defense showed up. That's Chicago football, running the ball and the defense showing up.
Yeah, we did get a couple of flips today. Couple of flips, a couple of high jumps, hurling guys. Hey, Tammy, what I did see today was it looked like a team that overall played a complete game. The whole team, they didn't play just one quarter, two quarter. I didn't see a team that kind of collapsed at the halftime that you normally would see, which is very positive because this team, for some reason, they would collapse at halftime. I thought this was a pretty good, solid game, especially for Bajer for his first start. But still, for the life of me, I do not understand why flukes go to halftime with these timeouts. This has been bugging me since last year. He really made that last possession right before halftime kind of like where they tried to throw that Hail Mary. They didn't even have to do that. He allowed so much time to burn out for them trying to run a play after they got that first down. They almost let about 30 seconds run off the clock and then did hurry up. Like, dude, you got 3 timeouts with under a minute left. Use them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He does not necessarily manage the game well.
No. Hey, Mike, do you know with coaches, do they have a person that help them manage timeouts?
I mean, if you haven't taken, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello? Oh, no, I was going to say, I mean, if you haven't taken one timeout, I mean, you had all 3 of them. So there's not much management needed in that situation. It's like, I have 3 timeouts. Oh, I didn't take one. Somebody was probably in this headset saying, hey, we may need to take a timeout right now. I'm sure they were. And he just opted not to. So I'm sure somebody was like, hey, we need a timeout. We need a timeout. Just like how we be screaming at the TV. The coaches are probably doing that same thing. Like I said, he just opted not to take one.
Okay. Yeah, I see somebody made a comment about they want to throw that Hail Mary on purpose. He didn't want to throw that Hail Mary on purpose. Yeah, you know what? Eliminate that Hail Mary. When you in the lead in a game like that, to me, they did it a few games ago with Justin Fields, and I believe it ended the quarter. It either was a pick or they knocked it down. But I was like, you don't need those type of plays unless you're losing, because where you're at in the field, you're taking a chance of just throwing it up there and ending the half on a negative play for no particular reason. You're already winning in the game, and if you don't get it, then just let the time run out. At that point, I was like, just down the ball and let the time run out. Why are you trying to throw a Hail Mary, you know?
Yeah, in that situation too, the one you talking about with Justin, I would have been pissed because he was 16 for 16 at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? And so now, I mean, he had hit 16 in a row, and now you're gonna give him a negative play going into the half. It's like that didn't make sense. So in that situation, you really didn't need 6 points. You could have been driving to try to get a field goal just to put some points on the board. And it's just crazy how teams mismanage the clock. And that was just that was evident what just happened in that situation.
Right. And Jordan, who's watching out on Facebook, saying, "Oh, you risking somebody getting hurt," which is true. Like, thank everybody who's watching us today on YouTube and Facebook. Man, I don't know about y'all who watching. I'm definitely happy to be coming on here talking about a victory. I mean, we've only had five victories now in 2 years.
It's been rough.
Hey, Mike.
I thought they officially closed.
What's that, Mike?
No, I said I thought they officially. I thought Lori Lightfoot had condemned Club Dub for a minute when she got put out of office, but it looks like it's back open for a little while. Yeah, but you said Jalen who?
Jalen Johnson got 2 picks today.
Oh, he played today? Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's cool. Finally, I mean, it's only taken 3 years to get 3 picks. Like in the text I told you, he's like that Madison, 1 a day. He's 1 a year, 1 a year right now. So he's our best. He's supposed to be our top cover corner, and he's 1 a year. So I'm not a fan of Jalen Johnson, but you got. Hey, listen, skip Jalen Johnson. Stevenson was going against Devontae Adams at points in the game and was just playing. I mean, those are the takes that I take away. You know, we got Gordon, Brisket, and Stevenson, and that other dude. So I'm not. I mean, you got 3 picks supposed to be, and this is the part that made me mad. Did you see when he got the pick? He started doing this. I'm like, You are top corner. You supposed to get picks. I mean, 1 every year is not good. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Hey, Tammy, what did you think about Tyson Bagent's performance today? Let me pull up his stats so we can see it on the screen.
I think he did a really good job, especially for it being his, first NFL start. I think it helped that the coaches did what we always scream for them to do for Justin, which is call the game that plays to the strengths of your quarterback. And they don't, in my opinion, they don't do that the same way for Justin. They expect more out of Justin, and maybe they should because, he's supposed to be QB1, but at the same time, he's still dealing with the same obstacles. So, I mean, I think that he played well. I think they put the whole team in a position to win, and that's what coaches are supposed to do. You play to you play to the strengths of your quarterback, and it helped that the defense showed up. I mean, he had 1 passing touchdown, so it's not like he played lights out, but he played well. And that's what you need to do. And that's what I say all the time. You need a quarterback that's effective and that can manage the game, but you need everything else to come together too when all of those elements, when you don't have a lights out quarterback like Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure did. And like when you mentioned the 1 touchdown, I had made a comment a few weeks ago about you playing to your quarterback strength. And I had brought up Montgomery as an example that when they get on the goal line, you get all the touchdowns most of the time because they're playing to the strength of the team and they don't want to risk Jared Goff throwing picks on the goal line. So like today, what have I think what you call here two touchdowns on the goal line, right? Because you're playing to the strength of your team, and even though Foreman was coming in as a backup, you played to the strength that we'd rather take the chance of Foreman scoring versus putting Tyson in situations where he may actually throw a pick. So I thought it was smart on their side part, and I did think Tyson Bagent saw the field well today, and I thought he got the ball out of his hand well today. Hey, guy, you ready yet, or you still on mute? Okay. What you got, Mike? Mike, what do you think about Tyson Bagent?
I think he came in and did his job. I mean, he was hired to come in to be the backup quarterback if Justin Fields got hurt, and to keep them in a situation to win the game. Like Tammy said, Chicago is based off of running the football and playing defense, right? You think about this. Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl ring. Joe Flacco wasn't a lights-out quarterback, but they had Ray Lewis and the other quick Ed Reed on Baltimore's defense, and those guys were called upon. The defense today, they look like they were playing for something, right? I don't know if they were playing for pride. They were playing for something, and they haven't actually the past 2 weeks. They didn't look bad at all. But it was just. But even in the thing, they supposed to look this good against such and such and what's his name, right? They supposed to look like this. But even in the run game, I didn't realize how big Edwards is, right? TJ Edwards, that dude is 6'5" and 250. That's a big dude. Right? Like if he comes up to you in the alley talking about give me your lunch money, you like, well, I got Zelle, bro. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got Zelle, or what you got Cash App, or what you need. I ain't got no cash. But Bagent came in, he did his job. I know I've said Justin Fields is the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Like him, love him, indifferent, whatever. But Tammy made a key point. The expectation for Tyson Bagent versus Justin Fields, there's two different expectations, right? Justin is here to put the team on his back to win ball games. Bagent is not here to do that. He's going to be a game manager. I mean, he had 170 yards passing? That's a game manager. Manage the game.
Justin had over 300 and 4 touchdowns last week, and that wasn't enough to win.
Right. It just manage the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? With the expectation being different, of course you call a different game plan, right? It's slightly different, but I will just say this: there's no controversy. Justin Fields is your starting quarterback, but he doesn't play until he's able to clear a medical protocol to say he can hold a football. So I know you have some people who's whatever anti-Justin Fields, and you got those who are kind of like pro Bagent or actually hate Bagent because they don't want this. Look, I want my team to win. I don't care who play. I just want some W's. I'm cheering for both of them to do well, but I am going to highlight the positive things that I actually see. I'm not wishing for that kid to fail. I mean, that kid, to me, he audible well. He saw the field well. He got the ball out his hand. He didn't take no unnecessary sacks. He did get a little happy feet here and there, but he managed the ball well, and I like the fact that they went under center on some run plays. To me, running backs are much faster when you run balls from other center. They go to the hole. They don't have to stand there and wait for the quarterback in shotgun and go get it from them. I hate shotgun runs, actually.
The Bears called a different game. They called a different game, and I don't know how much people are going to acknowledge that. I agree that Justin does still hold the ball too long. I wish he would release it faster. I wish he would trust his receivers, more. Hopefully he'll get there. But in the long run, like some other people have said, he has a better arm. He's overall a better athlete. He is really the long-term solution. He has to, stop doing a few of the things that he's doing. But he's the one that I think will ultimately lead us to the victories that we want, need, and deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this dude, like I said, I keep saying, this guy was signed to be the backup. If you, I just learned a lot about him in maybe the minute press conference that he, not the press conference, but the on the field interview that they did with him. Did y'all see that? My man walks out there and he's out there with his hat like this, and he's chilling, grabbing his stuff. He's like, yeah, anybody that wants to come and play, no matter where you're from, your job is to come and play in the NFL. And I'm like, this dude is. I saw what the Bears saw in him in 1 minute. Like, this dude is cool, calm, and collected, but there is no QB controversy here, people. Let's stop that. You know what I'm saying? The thing that here's my question to you guys, right? What do gorillas eat? They eat bananas, right? So you got a gorilla in number 2 as a receiver. You got to feed him the banana, right? If not, he's not a silverback. He's just a little monkey. You got to give him the bananas. So we had for a year, man, we don't have no true playmakers. We don't have no receivers for him to throw to. We don't have this. We don't have that. Man, look at Foreman and Evans. They were running the ball like it was like they were straight out of the penitentiary somewhere, right? It was crazy. But you have to. They called more of a scaled down game for Bajan. They didn't. It
Right.
wasn't really. They still ran that same dang on screen that they run every week. That same screen. But you look at this. You made a comment about Crosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was running the ball right
Right at him.
at Crosby on that right side. They ran the ball behind this Dollar Tree offensive line they had to put together because of some injuries, right? Where is that at? We've said that even when Montgomery was here. We got to run the football, right? You run the football, now play action pass is open. You're sitting here trying to play action pass, and you ran the ball twice and a half. It's not going to work.
Okay. Okay. What you got, guy?
Is there an echo?
Oh, go ahead.
Is there an echo still?
Oh, we hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I was reading this article. Your boy J Squared probably played better because they started pumping him up, talking about he's one of the better quarterbacks, and quarterbacks only have a 69 point something quarterback rating thrown to him, and his head got big and he got 2 interceptions. Now next week's gonna be different, but here's the whole thing I was talking to you off camera about Tyson Bagent. You're taking a quarterback who's primarily his whole entire career, be it high school and college, he's been a pocket passer guy. So you put him into a pocket passer friendly offense, it's like, oh, I've been here before. Justin Fields, and it's not to say he's on the same level talent-wise as Justin Fields and even experience, because we already know it's a completely different lane. But now you get Justin Fields in the league, and now you're trying to teach him how to play in the pocket. So you look at him like when they scaled down the offense, you look at it and people are like, well, why can't Justin Fields do this? It's like, well, I mean, he came in as a guy who had a pro offensive line at college and had everything going. He had the talent. He was able to use his talent. This kid is a Division II football guy, was probably playing against me, Bernard, and like 5 midgets. And now he comes to the league, and our top dog gets hurt and he comes in. What kind of pressure does he have? He's like, man, if I mess up, guess what I'm going to be? Number 2, maybe number 3, maybe still number 2, because number 3 ain't all that. So he ain't got no pressure. And this is what you get. You get a guy, a game manager guy that does a great job. You got to give guys props, but they managed the ball well. They ran the doggone football. So there you have it, 30 points.
Yeah, hey, guy. Also, I will add. I want to add this as well. It is this observation that I noticed. I'm gonna put you on. Go on mute again. Thanks. Cause we was getting feedback. One observation thing that I did know was the screens worked a little better today, and I hope while Justin has his time off that he works on his body language when he quarterbacks, because Justin does tip plays off because he's staring at guys. That's why screens are harder too to work on them, because if you're staring at the guy and they're looking at you staring them, they just gonna jump that route. So he has to work on some of his body language and that kind of stuff where you tipping plays off where the defense are just looking at you and they're not looking at nothing else on the field other than you, because you're staring your receivers down. So maybe while it's time off, he could kind of work on some of that stuff. But I want to look at we talked about Foreman. Foreman had 16 carries today for 89 yards. Evans had 14 carries for 48 yards. So between those two, they did what we've been saying all year. At least run the ball 30 times a game. Between the two of them, they got 30 carries, which amounted to about 131 yards, give or take here and there. What y'all think about the running game today?
It was
something real
efficient,
quick,
man. And that was it was
Go ahead,
efficient.
Mike.
I mean, that's what we want them to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an efficient running game. It was an effective running game. And Bernard, to your point, whenever they do run plays out of the shotgun, you make the quarterback and the running back have to get 5 extra yards before you pick up anything. Like, why? That makes no sense to me. And your line is not holding them long enough for you to get through a hole when you're starting from 5 yards back.
Mm-hmm.
So what you said, under center is like way better. Like, more plays like that. That's part of what is making the running game better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me tell you the other thing that made the running back. Oh, I'm go ahead, guy. Oh,
no, running
the other thing that made the running game better.
8 games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess it's I'm sorry. But I was gonna say one of the things that made the running game better as well is putting Tevin Jenkins on the right side. So now you got 2 beast linemen on one side of the football, and they were running the ball on that side majority of the time. They ran a couple outside plays to the left, but a lot of those inside runs was to the right at Jenkins and right. So I mean, you got two beasts on the right side at one time. So that helped out a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike, I don't know if maybe it's me. Do Mike sound a little cryptic? He sound a little cryptic to me.
Nah, it's a delay.
Is a delay going on? Okay, let's see.
Is that Facebook user Russell or Larry? I'm gonna send one of them instructions on how to make their name show up. I'm like, it's either Russell or Larry.
Right. Hey, John Deere. John Deere, let me read this comment he has down here. Thanks, John, for turning us in. He said, heavy hitter defense, it would have been a different story. I don't want to diminish what the Bears offensive line did today. I mean, because you only can play the opponents in front of you, because we've seen them play against bad defensive lines and still give up a bunch of sacks. And Crosby is a beast, and the Bears did a good job. He only gave up 1 sack today. So I did think running at them was made a big difference. And what Quick just said about moving Jenkins on the same side with right, you did actually create a more powerful running game going to the right. And I was happy to not hear Larry Barham's name today. I mean, my God, he has been getting so awful each game, but it was good to not see him tripling over his own feet and some of the other stuff. Even Cody Whitehair, I mean, he played solid today as far as I could see. Nothing stood out, and we didn't have any awkward snaps today. All the snaps looked good. I agree with one of the Facebook users that said both sides of the team, they look energized today. They didn't look like a team that was defeated. They looked like a team that knew they had this game. Hey, what's up, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
Jay got a victory out there today. I believe he was at the game. So,
and did y'all see Tevin Jenkins had to The bench made Tevin Jenkins commit an offensive hold so people would know that the defense was actually trying. And he got him to second level. You put a Buick and an elephant on the right side of the line, and then the first thing they talked about is, well, Bajan is rolling out on the right side. Well, maybe they need to get a little more pressure, run some schemes. They tried, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike, Brother Talib pointed out that Barone did have 2 holding penalties. Hey, that happens, but like I said, it wasn't as awful as he. That's something we're making this saying we're accepting a lower standard. It wasn't as bad as his bad had been. Y'all got any grades for the offense or any other comments before we move over to the defense?
B+.
B+. Okay.
Yeah. They scored 30 points. They scored 30 points. The offensive line did a good enough job. I don't think we didn't have any interceptions. We had 1 sack, no interceptions, right?
No interception, no turnovers at all.
I would give them a B+ too. I can't give them an A either, because at the end of the day, it wasn't lights out. They still managed the game, but they managed to a win. And and honestly, for me, that's all that matters at the end of the day. I know everybody always, like I said, everybody wants this high-powered, crazy offense and da-da-da-da-da. At the end of the day, the goal is to win the game. If the score is 9-3, the goal is to win the game.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hey, Jay said, welcome back, First Lady.
What'd you say?
I think we're getting the echo. There we go. Jay said, welcome back, First Lady.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm headed to Fiji tomorrow.
Hey, I get them a B- as well on the offense. I thought they managed the game. You said B+. I'm giving them a B. I give them a B+ actually, because they had 30 points. They managed the ball well. They didn't turn it over. And they inserted themselves in the run game, and they was able to pass and whenever they felt like passing. So B+. What you got, Quick?
Nah, I mean that's I give them a B. Not real explosive, like we. But the whole thing is to win the game. So that's all that matters in the end. I don't care if Justin Fields is the quarterback, Tyson Bagent is the quarterback, Guy is the quarterback. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just care that we get a win. I don't really care. And a lot of people, I've seen some posts on Facebook of a different color per se, say, man, Bagent's gonna be the quarterback. I'm like, yeah, make the quarterback position white again. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what we're doing now. It's almost reminds me of when Trump was running for president.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who our quarterback is. I mean, I do. I want Justin to succeed, but I'm going to root for Bagent if he's the one that's on the field. But I do think that overall, Justin is still a better athlete. He has a stronger arm and has more endurance. It's just like, Bernard, like you said, there's some habits that he has to break for him to really develop into the quarterback that he can be, because he can be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's move over to the defense. I do want to say this. Today game, to me, earned Tyson Bagent another week if Justin Fields is not ready. To me, he earned another week if he's not ready, because there's no reason to rush him back if he's not ready, because we've seen quarterbacks like last year, I believe Dak Prescott hit a thumb injury and they rattled off 4 wins and he rushed coming back. Even though I think Dak Prescott sucks, but he came back and threw 3 interceptions, which started a controversy, right? Because he was not ready to come back. He came back turning it over. And now you have people cheering for the backup to come in because why? The quarterback came back. And I don't believe Russell Wilson has been the same since his thumb injury. He came back fast about 2 years ago, and he has not looked the same. So don't rush it back if his thumb is not ready. You got to be able to grip the ball.
And you know what?
You guys would dislocate your finger.
Good backup. You want one. I mean, when was it Alex Smith, all right, was the backup for the 49ers for who? Behind who? It wasn't who was the
He was
quarterback?
backup for the Chiefs.
For the Chiefs? Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
the Chiefs. He was the backup for the Chiefs. And it led them to a victory. You want somebody that can step in when you need to and come in and manage the game and still get you some wins. So I do want him to be good.
Yeah, you've had great stories for backups that came and performed well, not comparing them to any of those backups, but you do want your backups to be able to do the job. I mean, Tom Brady was a backup that came in for Drew Bledsoe. You had other guys that came in that were backups and they ended up, heck, the Brock Purdy story, he was the third string guy coming in for the second string guy that had got hurt. So Jimmy Garoppolo was a backup to Tom Brady that eventually ended up getting a starting job. So you do want your backup to be able to run the offense. Hey, what's up, Plank? I see Plank said, what Plank said? He said the offense control the ball and keep the clock. And the defense got a pick six and control the line of scrimmage. That's right, Plank. I gave that 30 points to the offense, but really the offense had 20?
24.
24, yeah. Yeah, 24. Yep.
Because Jalen Johnson finally got a pick after 2 years. Yeah. It's only been.
And somebody just complimented. It was the 49ers. I was like, I knew Alex Smith was the 49ers. Alex Smith, Kaepernick was the backup for Alex Smith. I remembered Alex Smith in there somewhere.
So we need Bajer to come in and just control the game. He can't get too many wins in there because then it'll be a real QB controversy. Because 4 more wins, he'll tie Justin for 3 years. Can't get him to do that. He can't. I'm a root for him, but once he gets that third win, I'm like, hey, bro, you need to slow down a little bit. You get a little too close. Gotta pump the brakes now. Because here's the thing, right? And I always say I'm a Justin Fields fan, and like we just said, he's got some things that he needs to work on and fix. But we care about the wins, right? But how much? Because they're like, hey, we can't draft Caleb Williams, we can't do this, we can't do that. Justin is the guy, he's gonna be there forever. We want to win some football games. So Justin needs to figure out how to win some football games because he's only got 5 or 6 wins in the last 3 years. So how long do we hang on? Right? That's the thing. I mean, he's got the potential to do it, but it's on him to get it done. And he has to get it done.
Hey, Mike,
can't be sitting here 4 years from now.
Yeah, Mike, when you go back to the 2005 or 6 Bears, whichever one it was, Rex Grossman definitely had more physical talent than Kyle Orton. Grossman, he actually had a better, deeper ball. He was more mobile, et cetera, right? But Kyle Orton actually was managing the game better. They actually was rattling off more games, and he was not turning it over. Like,
That's how many games in a row that Kyle Orton won. 10. And they started Rex Grossman in the Super Bowl. We lost.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That's a great point.
I mean, we sat there. Orton had came in and played got us to the Super Bowl, won 10 in a row. And we said, you know what? We're going back with Rex. And I'm like, what? Are you ride the hot hand. The guy just won 10 in a row. It's not saying that Rex Grossman wasn't our starting quarterback, but this guy just won 10 games. How do you win 10 games in a row in the NFL and they bench you, right? The same thing happened in Philadelphia with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. They was like, no, we riding Foles in the Super Bowl. We ain't doing that. You got to ride the hot hand. And it's not saying that this guy is not the starting quarterback, but you win 10 games in a row in the NFL, and they sit you on the bench in the Super Bowl. Somebody was smoking crack. I'm telling you.
That Super Bowl
was laced.
That should have been off.
Yeah, that should have been out.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you know what needs to happen? I think maybe Justin needs to sit down, look at the vantage point. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not this kid is not as talented as Justin Fields, but he does a much better job in the pocket. You know, maybe he needs to like on the sideline. But we talk about a confidence thing. And Quicker notice as an umpire. You ever notice them dudes that got that high gas, 95, 96? They mow down 8, 9, 10 dudes, and there's always a couple dudes on the squad they run into. No matter what they throw, they hit. Now they can't. They bounce the curveballs. They can't throw fastballs. Justin Fields is just that talented guy, and he's probably exceeded on every level. Now he's hit a little bump. And maybe his confidence is gone. Maybe he needs to sit down and look and see what it looks like. You know, it may help him or whatever. But if this kid gets hot, I love Justin, man. I love him, but you got to go with who's hot.
Yeah, and that's how Brock Purdy got in there. But the thing is, I had a chance to watch QB1 last night from 2019 with Bryce Young, DJ, whatever his name is, from Clemson, Ogleyue, whatever his name was. And they actually had Shedeur Sanders on there playing against the kid from Texas. That was a starting quarterback at Iowa. And you take a kid like Bryce Young, who all his life has been handed like, you the man, you the man, you the man, you the man, you the man. And so what I hope happened today was that Justin got a chance to really sit back and look instead of just watching film. And kind of saying, okay, on this situation, okay, he took that read. Okay, why did he take that read? You know, just kind of analyze the game a little bit more. So when he comes back, he's able to really get in there and do the things like Banter didn't hold the ball. How many times he get sacked? I mean,
today, one.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, we got games where Justin is like, man, 4, 5 sacks, right? The game was scaled down. He's taking the check down routes and all of that. And so those are things that we have to get to even when he comes back, check down route. And I think sometimes he's in between thinking, I pass, I should run. Bajan ain't running nowhere. He trying to get the ball out of his hand. He like, no, here you go. Get that out. So he ain't trying to run. Yeah, I think he gets stuck on pass run.
Right. Hey, if you're out there watching on Facebook and YouTube, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, join the Bears Banter Talk Show group. On the defense today, I think Tremaine Edmonds is really starting to show up where you are seeing his play. And it may not show up all the time in like statistical numbers, but you're seeing the fact that Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards, you're starting to see their play. Tremaine, I was almost, I know somebody else did it, but he almost had another interception again today because I believe he had one last week or the week before. And I want my linebackers hustling like I'm starting to see out of them. But I thought the defensive line was actually closing that pocket in well on the quarterback, where they might only had a few sacks today. How many sacks they have? They actually had 1 sack today, which was by Justin Jones, but it felt they had a lot of pressure to me. They actually made the quarterback feel uncomfortable, which actually did cause the pick. So I do see that improvement on the defense, and I like to see them still continue to whatever way they need to get pressure. And I thought Briscoe had a hell of a game today.
Man, you can't say Edmonds is playing well, man. You're going to start a ruckus in this joint, man.
You know who Edmonds playing like? Edmonds he's playing at linebacker like Mel Blount used to play cornerback. A big dude. I bet you they see that dude out there like, wait, you ain't even supposed to be out here being this far out that big. He plays like a safety at linebacker. And it's starting to pay off. Let's see. Denver is going to beat Green Bay.
That'll be a good day.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm just saying, man. Nutty, you can't say that Edmonds is playing well, man. You just can't do that, man. You're gonna start a ruckus, man. You're gonna start a war. It's not gonna be good.
You know, I thought Sandberg
he is the second leading tackler in the NFL.
Yep, he is. In the NFL, yeah, he should be at about a little bit over 80 at this point. I thought Sanborn showed up good today. It won't show up on the stat column, but I thought he played well, and then he made his presence felt, and that was a nice tackle over there with that receiver. I think it was a back who caught a ball, and Sanborn brought him down in open field. That's what you need. You need your defense to stop missing so many tackles. Now, they did miss some today, but it wasn't as bad as it was 3 games ago. So really the last 3 games now, you have seen improvement in the tackling from the Bears defense. What you have, Tammy?
I'll give you that. I'll say that there has been improvement in the tackling. You know, I'm hard on them when it comes to tackling, and I say I can go out and tackle better than them the way that they were playing. So I'm glad the defense showed up. I would give the defense an A. I hope they continue to play, you know, like they're playing. I still am not sold on Flus being the head coach, but maybe he can be the DC.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him being a head coach either. I mean, it's some things that he do in game stuff that kind of like have my head scratching, like going back to not using timeout in the first half. That has me scratching my head at times. Like I don't get that at all.
But if he's the reason the defense is playing better, more power to him. Go be the DC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he need to step down and take the coordinator job. That's what he's used to.
We're gonna have to show Keith how to set his name up on Facebook.
Who was that?
He's showing up as
Plank.
Facebook.
That was Plank.
The techie is showing up as Facebook user.
Yeah, him and Flus is out at dinner together right now.
He out there trying to get Flus to lobby for the disco coordinator when they win.
Yeah. Didn't he hire somebody this week? He hired somebody this week, didn't he?
Some dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he hired somebody earlier this week. Hey, well, anyway, I get a defense. I get a defense at A today. They held the team basically to, even though the final score said 12. I mean, really, that was kind of like a garbage time touchdown. So you hold the offense to. I'm going to say held defense. You hold the offense to single score and they get a garbage time touchdown. Hey, you did a good job. I don't care who playing. Everybody's professional. So, hey, I don't care if it's the backup or whoever. You did. Devontae Adams might have got some catches early on, but I thought they did a good job of not letting him get in the end zone, and have a career day. I mean, because his career stats against the Bears, like Jay had mentioned, has been like a season for a good receiver. So I get a Bears, and I think Plank gave the Bears a A as well.
He gave an A-.
He get A-. A
little harder on.
What you got on defense, Tammy, as far as grades?
Oh, I give him an A. Yeah,
you have an
A. It's good to see a pick six. Oh, it was Talib that gave him an A-. Maybe Keith did give him an A. It was good to see a pick six. It was good to see them play with, more fire. It was good to see them not miss as many tackles. It was good to see them putting pressure on the quarterback, even though I know it was just the Raiders. But I mean, they look like they showed up to play, and that always makes for a better game to watch.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Quick?
I give the defense a D for defense. No, just I mean, they played almost a complete game. Trying to get pressure up front, linebackers were coming and filling holes. Defensive backs were playing well, and you got to think too. They got Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Jacobs. They got some people over there. So for us to limit them to really 2 field goals, because like you said, that was a garbage time touchdown. They really limited them to 6 points, right? They got the last touchdown, maybe a minute and 30 left or something like that, somewhere around there. Right. So I'm like, man, I'm tired. I don't even feel like playing no more. We gonna win. We gonna get out of here. Yeah, you can have that, man. Go ahead. But they play complete, so they get an A.
Okay, we got another A. Guy, you got a grade?
I give him an A for a completely different reason. You see how at the beginning of the game, Raiders were able to move the ball like the first couple series, and after that, 3 and outs. And they took that into the second half. Gotta give him A just on that.
Yeah. And let's mention the Bears got 3 interceptions. They got 2 on Brian Hoyer and they got 1 on O'Connell. So that's a good day when you're getting interceptions off the quarterback.
O'Connell, who is that? No, go ahead.
That's who they were debating about was going to probably start. I think they're leaning towards if they give up on Garoppolo, they may end up moving to O'Connell. Because I was laughing at Brian Hoyer's stat that what he said he's lost 10 straight games since he left the Bears. And then he had a winning streak with the Bears. I think he wore 4 straight when he was with the Bears. Then when they didn't re-sign him, every time he came in, he's lost every game he came in. So add that loss to your record to today too.
Yeah.
Hey, so Adam has 7 receptions for 57 yards. That's a good day with no touchdowns.
Hey, you know what, superstars? I got to get out of here, man. I've been on the road for a minute, ripping and running.
Okay.
A long week. Be well, be blessed. Go Bears. The best 30-17 mistake I've ever made. So.
All right, guys. We'll be getting off in a few minutes. Hey, and congratulations to your moving to your 32nd degree.
Thank you very much. Y'all didn't think I could count, did you?
No.
Sublime Prince.
2. Oh, then I think. Oh,
Sublime Prince. Sky Moore.
All I need is some purple and a guitar, man. I'm good.
All right. Take care, bro.
Y'all.
Oh, what?
See you guys later.
All right. Hey, so we all gave the defense A's. The special teams, yeah, it was nothing special about them. I mean, it's almost kind of a no grade. I mean, they did hit a nice long field goal. I guess I give them maybe, you know what? I give a B- because they did have a miss extra point. Other than that, special teams did they did their job. You know, it wasn't too many like run backs, and hell, since they was actually driving the ball, they wasn't receiving punts all day.
Yeah.
At least kicking it all day, punting all day, right? Which I think that helped the defense as well because you was having sustained drives on offense and using a lot of clock. Because I think one possession, the Bears offense might have had the ball close to 8 minutes. I mean, those drives are back killers, especially when you score at the end of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, game management, man. You gotta have game management. Like I said, Joey Flacco, Trent Dilfer, them type of guys. You know, they got Super Bowl rings. You could win a trivia question off Joey Flacco.
Yeah.
You
their mistake was paying him like he was a star. That was a mistake the Ravens made, with paying him like he was a good quarterback versus he was just a game management guy that actually had the best game of his career in the Super Bowl. That's all that happened.
Yeah. So
I give the special teams a B. They didn't do anything majorly wrong. So, you know, they were there and they did what they were supposed to.
Who do we got next? I'm just trying to look at this schedule.
New Orleans?
Is it New Orleans?
Or are they the week after?
I think New Orleans is in November.
They go to LA. I think it's LA or something like that.
It's the Rams.
I
don't have my phone.
It's out of town. It's one of those trips again where everybody be
Chargers. They're playing the Chargers. It's a Sunday night game, 7:20 against the Chargers. So you both teams actually had the same amount of wins. So the Chargers only have 2 wins. The Bears have 2 wins. In reference to that game, I know we'll get to it in the pregame show. You know, to me, that quarterback, what's his name? Justin. What's his name?
Herbert.
Justin Herbert. He's one of those quarterbacks to me that the NFL crowned it too early. Where, you know, they started labeling him as an elite guy, blah, 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 blah. And then in the helping that playoff game last year, they seemed like to be appearing to kill the Jacksonville Jaguars when they was up maybe like 28-0 and lose the game, I think 31-28. You know, I think he's one of those guys that they just crowned him too early, you know. And I think the
Bosa
Bears
that lost that game.
was that quick.
That was Bosa that lost that game.
Oh,
Man, we was sitting there watching that at the cigar joint.
sure was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I was like,
he
Mike,
had
I'm
so
about to
many
go, man. This
penalties.
game over.
Right. Like, he had so many penalties. It's like, man, come on, man. Stupid
He
stuff.
sure did. He had a bunch of penalties in that game that kind of gave them some life. But anyway, man, I'm so happy to have a victory today. I mean, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, man.
Well, you know, Bears win, and if the Packers lose, that makes for a good day and a good early birthday present.
Oh yeah,
I'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah,
When's
If
your birthday, Tammy?
if they can win next week, it'll be a real birthday present.
Okay. When's your birthday, Tammy? I should know it.
29th.
29th.
Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Will you still be out of town at that time?
Yeah, I don't come back until the 30th.
Okay. All right. Hey, we'd like to thank everybody who tuned in today watching Bears Banter. I'm sorry, Jay and Plank couldn't make it on the broadcast today, and Guy was, you know, he was able to sacrifice a few minutes to get on. You know, he just received his 32nd degree in Freemasonry yesterday, so he still headed back to town. So, and we got Tammy sitting up here trying to about to get her Six Sigma?
Six Sigma.
Sigma.
My black belt. I have a green belt. I'm about to get my black belt.
Okay, then we didn't have Dr. We went from this quick out to Dr. Quick. Yeah, we got people on this show doing big things, man. We got big things going on.
And still jumping on podcast, making sure everything is going well.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro. I know you got a whole lot going on. Hey, thank everybody for tuning in. Peace.